Hey everybody, I hope you're having a great week so far and a happy Friday. It is freaking cold as crap where I live. I think it's like 6 degrees outside and the wind chill is -20. So it's like unbelievably cold. So I have my hot cocoa here in this adorable little mug that my grandma got me. And I just wanted to hop on and chat today. So something I think that we all deal with and struggle with is insecurities and self-image. And it's really important in today's society to learn how to love yourself. And that might sound like so conceited or super, maybe superficial, but if you don't know your own self-worth, you will never accomplish the things that you want to accomplish or choose the love that you deserve. And that's a really scary thought, that the way that we view ourselves can impact our entire lives. And so I just want to chat about it a little bit today. I think that everyone deals with it, and it's not just a female problem, and it's not just, a millennial problem. It's a problem across the board for a lot of people. And I personally struggled with it when I was really young, and especially in my early teen years. And I was already, if you know my backstory, I was already so much different than other kids, and it was really hard to feel like we fit in, and it was hard to constantly compare ourselves to normal kids. And even though you should never compare yourself to anyone, that's just something I think that we all deal with. So whether it's other friends or celebrities, or maybe it's a character from a movie or whatever it may be, it's really difficult not to fall into that kind of habit of comparing yourself to others. So when I was younger, I usually compared myself just to other people that I saw either in public or close friends that I had that were normal. And I say that because I grew up in a really strict religious home, and so we did things a lot differently than other kids our age. And I didn't grow up with TV or anything like that, and so most of my influences came from not only my peers, but also from people that I saw out in the world. And so it was really easy to fall into that trap of comparing myself, and I didn't feel like I was good enough, and it led to me dating some people that weren't necessarily the best for me, or taking in the opinions of people who didn't actually have my interests at heart. And so I think I was around 16, closer to 17, when I finally realized that I was worth more than that. I was worth loving myself instead of just constantly putting myself down, or saying, well, I'm not as pretty as her, or I'm not as talented as him, or I'm too short, or my legs are too big, or whatever it is. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I still have insecurities. I just had a baby. My whole body has changed. Everything has changed. But I think that the years of building myself up has really helped me in the postpartum phase of my journey. And another thing I'll say is, if you surround yourself by people who lift you up instead of put you down or bring you down, it literally makes the biggest difference in the world. And so between the ages of 16 and 18, I really started to find myself and really started to see that I was worth love, and that I really was worth kindness and all the good things that could come to me. And when most of you know, when I was 18, closer to 19, I met he's my husband now. And honestly, if I wouldn't have taken that time to really find myself, I don't think I would have been ready for him. And that's kind of scary to me. Because if I wouldn't have taken that time to really look into myself and learn that I was worth it, I would not have been chosen by my husband. And not because there was anything wrong with me, but because I wasn't ready for a committed relationship, because I was so insecure. And that being said, my husband has been such a help in my own value. He is so loving and so encouraging and so kind, and he really helped boost my confidence in myself. And that came after we got together, but up until that point, it was really important that I find who I was alone. And when I hear people say, oh, I'm so tired of being single, or I've been single for so long, and they're 17, or or something like that, that I remember that. I remember feeling so alone, and you know, feeling like why don't I have a boyfriend, or you know, what's wrong with me, or something like that. But somehow, and I can't even tell you how, I embraced that time alone and really took the time to learn about myself, and that made all the difference in the world, because when I met my husband, I was ready for him. I was ready to meet him. And so that's kind of off the topic of self-love, I guess, a little bit, but it all boils down to what you think you deserve and what you feel you deserve, because you will accept the love that you think you deserve. And so if you don't have that strong sense of self-worth and self-love, you won't accept the beautiful things that are going to come to you in life, because you don't think you're worthy for them. And you definitely are. You are the only you in the world, and you're the only person that can be who you are. Nobody else is as beautiful as you. Nobody else is as smart as you. And I don't mean that as in cockiness, but you know what you need. You know yourself the best. And so when it comes to yourself, you have to really look inside and really understand that about you. And there's always room for growth, and there's always room for improvement, but it's really important that you realize that you are the one who's going to take care of you. And if you're truly taking care of you, then you will accept the beauty in your life that you actually deserve, and it will all come to you. And I am a big believer in the universe. I'm not a hugely religious person. If you know me, you know that to be true. Very true. But I do believe that we're all created for something, and that we're all here for a reason. And you will impact somebody in some way, whether it's positive or negative. And depending on your view of yourself, that will affect how someone views you and how they are influenced by you. And so for me, it was really important to learn and understand who I am and what I love about myself, and then find the things that if I can change them, then to work on them. I'm a really bad perfectionist. I don't like failure. I don't give myself room to fail, and sometimes that's really bad, because then even the smallest things that aren't significant will become a stumbling block to me, and I will literally beat myself up for days about it when it doesn't affect anything. And so that's a failure that I have, and so I'm trying to work on that. I'm also not good at building myself up, like giving positive talk. And even though I'm fairly confident in myself, and I think that self-love is so important, I sometimes, instead of just being kind to myself, I'll be like, now come on, why did you do that? That was stupid. Why would you say that? Or why would you do that? Or, you know, instead of just looking at it and saying, okay, next time, don't do that. Next time, just try a little harder, be a little bit kinder, be a little bit, you know, more friendly or happier or whatever it is. Instead of doing that, I'll just beat myself up for it. And I think a lot of us have that habit, and we have this habit of talking down to ourselves, and other people do that enough. The world does that enough, and society does that enough. You know, we're told we're not pretty enough, or we're not tall enough, or we're too short. We need to be more tan. We need to be more pale. We need to be skinnier. We need to be fatter. We need to be, you know, we talk about self-love all the time and self-acceptance all the time, But as a whole, as a society, we don't do it. And especially with social media, we constantly are in a comparative world. And like on Instagram, you scroll and you see the highlight reel of somebody else's life. And that's just not reality. And it's not fair to hold yourself to that standard, because life isn't that way. And that's the beauty of it. It's not the highlight reel. And there are hard times, and there are times when you have self-doubt and you have self-loathing. And, you know, we all go through those times, but that's what makes the good times so much more beautiful. And so I just want to encourage you today to be kinder to yourself, and to say something kind to yourself. Say something really sweet, and think positive thoughts, and surround yourself with people who will love you and encourage you and accept you. And I have the greatest group of girlfriends who literally just lift me up whenever I'm down. And you know, if there's something I need to change, they're always very gentle about it. But I literally, every single time we get together and I walk away, I literally just feel like my whole soul has just been uplifted. I feel encouraged, and I feel happy, and I feel so thankful for them, because I don't know what I would do without them. And same with my husband, and just the people that I've surrounded myself with. And so that's really important. Choose good people to surround yourself with, and just find something that you love about yourself, and say that to yourself every day. Like, I love my eyes. So say every day, I love my eyes. I think they're so pretty. And eventually, over time, you will start to adopt that as a habit, instead of this self-doubt and self-comparison. It will eventually kind of just fade away. And so I think that that's just so important. And I think that the world could use a little bit more of that, because if everybody loved themselves as much as they say they do or pretend they do, the world would be a lot kinder. And so I just encourage you today to say something kind to yourself. Say something kind to somebody else. Bring a smile to somebody's face. And just I don't know what I even want to say right there. See, reality. But just be kinder to yourself. Just accept yourself a little bit more, and make it a priority every single day to be kind, and to others and to yourself. And just embrace it. Just embrace life and all of the stumbling blocks and all of the beauty of it. So I hope this video is a little bit helpful to somebody today, and I hope that you will stick around and see what else I have. And all of my social media links are listed below. I have a blog if you would like to follow me over there. And I hope that you stay warm and stay cozy, and I will see you next time. Bye.